Well, the gentleman in the back has the cue. Can you make
no, he's not.
Can
somebody
you make it an
else.
easy question, please?
Not again. Haven't we seen this movie before?
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
We know each other from yesterday. And it will touch learning also. So actually, we learn from our mistakes. So thank you for learning something yesterday. But I also would like to ask you, if you would like to learn something, we will make some mistakes. What were your mistakes that turn you to the way that you know how to do things right? I hope it's easy enough.
Well, my first mistake was not understanding the reason Toyota was doing what it was doing was for the engineering of the product on the next generation. Just completed. The second mistake is thinking that Toyota was teaching us a model line, which turned out a very costly mistake. Very, very costly mistake. I was not alone in making that mistake. Whereas in fact, Toyota was using one line to educate the senior guys, which is a very bad mistake here. It cost us, wow, it's still costing. You still have idiots. Hey, people still come to me wanting to do roadmaps. Now, roadmaps, who has roadmaps in their program? Nobody has roadmaps? Maturity audits on roadmaps, nobody? You're too shy, yeah? Okay, ask the question on Slido. On Slido, they'll answer. So who has roadmaps? Now, roadmaps were invented by my father with a consultant. I was there. I still have the original roadmaps. They were learning so much stuff, they didn't know how to organize it. And one day they had this great idea, say, let's take topic by topic and let's take maturity levels, yeah? Roadmap. So then we can give it the roadmap to everybody so they can apply. Never worked. Not one single time. It was very useful for them as a way to codify the learning they were using, but it was only useful for the guys who wrote the roadmaps. Then we go and give the roadmaps to other people to apply, and what happened? What happens with the roadmap when you give it to people to apply? Nothing. So what is amazing is that in 2017, there are still people producing roadmaps. There's a whole industry of consultants and bureaucrats that write roadmaps for people in order to fail faster. It's amazing. So that was a very big mistake. Other mistakes. Very big mistake. When I started working, when my father retired, I stopped being a professor. This was not a mistake. I realized I didn't like my students. I don't like people I don't know. I don't like you. You're all ugly. So I didn't like my students, and as opposed to most professors, I stopped teaching. The professors my kids have, they don't like their students, but they're still teaching. It's a disaster. So I started consulting with my dad, and he said, pull system, pull system, pull system. And I didn't know how to set up a pull system. So I said, no, come on, we get them to solve their problems, we develop them. Remember that half of the sentence I had just spent 7 years studying, so I was pretty cool on this, And then I realized that with just doing the problem solving without the pull system, you always have to put energy back in the system. It's never stable. So at some point, we completely messed up one company with this. And at some point, I said, okay, fine, I'll learn how to set up a pull system. So I went to pull system. So again, now I know better that if you're not setting up a pull system, whatever you're doing is probably great, but it's just not lean. Because the pull system is not about pulling, it's about revealing the value analysis opportunities that lead you to value engineering. So once you do the pull system, suddenly it all becomes clear. So that was a pretty big mistake.
So what do you do when you realize that you've completely messed up a company?
You move on.
Before they notice?
No, you tell them, sorry. They're usually pretty messed up, so they have other problems. Some boss always changes, and something always happens. So you move on. No, it's pretty clear the people I work with, they understand we don't know everything. There's a misunderstanding about the sensei role. I think that might be interesting for you guys, the sensei question. The senseis are not coaching you. They're not teaching you anything. The senseis are showing you what is important for you to learn. So they show you things, and it's completely up to you to learn.
That's your cop-out when you mess up a company?
Exactly.
Okay. Fair enough.
Bye.
You wanted an easier question, so here's one from Slido.
Just to finish on this, messing up on production, hey, what can possibly happen that you can't recover in a night shift or a weekend shift? Yeah, it's production. Messing up in product development, you can be gambling in the company.